Another similarity that shows that jinns and aliens are the same beings is that jinns and aliens that haunt humans cause the same psychological problems. The beings that haunt people all over the world, disguised as spirits, ghosts, demons, aliens, jinns, etc., all cause the same psychological illnesses and are exorcised with the same methods of haunting treatment. We have already explained why aliens appear to humans under different names and disguises in order to deceive them, and we probably don't need to explain that it is easier to deceive people by disguising them. Devils who want the evil of humans haunt humans in various ways and benefit themselves in this way. That is, they are happy to put people in bad situations or to have people obey them. In addition, the negative thoughts produced by humans are the food source of devils. Based on scientific facts, we can summarize as follows. These dimensional beings feed on the subatomic particles that are released as a result of human thoughts and behaviors, and that is why they haunt people. But in order for these dimensional beings to haunt humans, they have to overcome human magnetism. The magnetic energy field surrounding the human body is a scientific fact and has been proven by quantum physics. We have even explained that Dr. Harold Saxon Burr cured other diseases by healing the magnetic fields of people. This magnetic field of human beings is formed by the brain chemicals formed by their thoughts. In our previous chapter, we proved that thoughts form subatomic parts and have tangible effects according to quantum physics. With the effect of these thoughts, a correct or incorrect magnetic field is formed around human beings. Human beings can disrupt this magnetic field with negative brain chemicals. In other words, they can disrupt this magnetic field with thoughts that are against their nature. Because the phenomena called sins in the Abrahamic religions are actually behaviors that are contrary to the human being's nature. People who commit major sins create thoughts that are contrary to their biology and produce negative brain chemicals. These negative brain chemicals disrupt the order of the human magnetic field. This fact has been proven by quantum physics, as we have shown many evidences. Many religions of the past have explained the same truth. This magnetic field, which is referred to as aura or chakra in some beliefs, is called letaif in Islam. In order for evil aliens to haunt humans, either this magnetic field of the person must be disturbed, or this magnetic field must be overcome through magic. One of the ways in which evil aliens, also known as demons, haunt humans is through magic. Negative energies created by magic based on quantum theory affect both the person who does magic and the person who is done. If a person has magnetic wounds in his thought and soul structure and imbalance in his chakras, he may be exposed to the influence of evil aliens, that is, demons, as a result of magic. If a person has not done things against his nature, that is, if he has not big sinned, negative brain chemicals will not form and the magnetic balance of his body will not be disturbed. In this way, he is safe against all kinds of quantum harm. In other words, in order for a person to be harmed by dimensional beings, either negative brain chemicals that are contrary to nature have been produced through sins, and the electromagnetic field of the body, that is, the chakras, have been disrupted, or that person has been bewitched. For these reasons, the magnetic field of the human being is overcome, and his brain, that is, his soul, is attacked by these dimensional beings. When a person is haunted by these dimensional beings, psychological illness usually occurs. Demons love psychological disorders, because people with psychological disorders constantly generate negative subatomic energies with bad feelings and thoughts. Negative dimensional beings feed on the subatomic energies generated by these negative thoughts. In other words, such people are like a field where demons are constantly cultivating and feeding. In addition to this, after a certain level, they make the people whose psychology they manage do evil and manage them by giving them the instructions they want. We will explain in detail the psychological diseases caused by jinns and their causes in later sections. The reason why not all people are psychologically ill, despite the fact that everyone commits sin, is because some of them are already sinning on a regular basis of their own volition and feeding the demons. The demons don't need to work overtime to disturb the psychology of people who are constantly sinning. They are already constantly producing food for their negative dimensional beings of their own volition. On the contrary, people who are constantly sinning are often in a good psychological state and happy, because they are the business partners of the demons. It is also described in the Quran and Islamic sources that sinful people are friends with demons and that there is always a demon with them. This is how it can be explained that when sinful people sin, their psychology improves. If they don't continue to sin, they are psychologically distorted by the demons that have taken possession of them. They feel unhappy and they don't know how to repent and get rid of them, so they are compelled to sin. On the contrary, if they become a regular big sin machine, their psychology is further supported by the demons, and they may even be successful in many things. Some people live in a very normal way without going to any extremes, that is, without committing big and continuous small sins, and these people's magnetic fields are not disturbed. These people's psychology is also normal. Some people's goodness outweighs, and because of their very positive subatomic energy, demons cannot come near these people and cannot affect their psychology. Psychological patients are usually in between people who go back and forth between good and evil with a lot of ups and downs. Demons sometimes try to disrupt the psychology of people who commit evil and sometimes do good without any material expectation, or who are religious but sinful at the same time, because they need to turn them completely away from goodness and make them fall into sin, because negative brain chemicals are their main food source and positive brain chemicals are their main enemies. The brain chemicals of positive thoughts and behaviors are harmful to the demons, and they need to destroy the positive brain chemicals. This is why people who are possessed by evil spirits are disturbed by the sound of the call to prayer in a Muslim country, or the church bell, or the cross in a Christian country. This is because negative dimensional beings are harmed by the positive subatomic effects of a belief that reminds them of the Creator. In addition to this, we will also explain the cooperation of those who control the medical sector with dimensional beings and spells in the following chapters. Because although it is a scientific fact today that psychological diseases are related to the soul, that is, to the other dimension, it is a situation that the medical sector does not want to accept. Even scientists do not hesitate to admit that the human consciousness, which they cannot find in the third dimension, is from the other dimension. But the medical sector, by denying this scientific fact, they not only prevent the loss of the money they earn from the medicines they sell, but they also please their partners, the evil aliens. Psychological illnesses are never completely cured by the medicines of the medical sector. In this way, negative dimensional beings always feed on the negative thought energies of psychological patients. Although the medical sector does not accept that psychological illnesses are related to the psyche and other dimensions, there is scientific evidence for this. For example, psychics who are recognized by the scientific community as schizophrenic have two different personalities in their brains. Psychiatrists state that mediums are schizophrenic. According to psychiatrists, mediums have temporal lobe epilepsy. According to this disease, the X-ray image of the brain changes, and a second ego is formed in the brain and communicates with the other ego. Mediums say that this second ego is an alien. Schizophrenia is caused by aliens settling in human minds by influencing our dimension as a spiritual energy while they are in their fourth dimension. Aliens who settle in this way in the minds of mediums who surrender themselves to aliens and communicate with them try to take control by force of the minds of people who do not want to communicate and cause psychological disorders. Because as you can see, while psychics are actually schizophrenic, this schizophrenia in them does not harm them. But schizophrenia in other people creates psychological illness and unhappiness. This phenomenon is called haunting worldwide, and the phenomenon of the devil entering the body all over the world is because of this. In fact, in all past cultures and beliefs, there is a belief that demons, evil spirits, or ghosts cause many diseases, especially psychological diseases. This is also why there is no definitive cure for many of these psychological disorders in medicine. Another similarity that jinns and aliens are the same beings is that jinns and aliens who haunt people are expelled by the same method. Remember, We had previously stated from the mouth of researcher-writer Farah Yurdozu that people who were abducted by aliens and jinns were subjected to the same treatment and sealed in the same way. Again, people who are haunted by both jinns and aliens are treated with the same haunting treatment methods. There are many patients and diseases that psychologists cannot cure, but mediums and hojjas can cure. Thousands of people all over the world go to religious scholars because of their psychological disorders. These people can find peace as a result of religious scholars making jinns ineffective. In conclusion, either all these people are liars and they are acting out the same diseases and telling the same lie in an organized way all over the world, or it proves a universal truth. So what is magic, which is a method of communication between jinns and humans? And how does it work? What are the concrete evidences related to the fact that magic was done and existed? How were magics done all over the world in the past and today, and what did they cause? To learn all these, keep following us.